Have you ever struggled with paying your bills on time? Have you ever had a late fee on a bill that costs more than the bill itself? Well, today we're going to cover how to organize your bills so that you pay them on time here on Get Organized with Jodi. Hi, I'm Jodi Granock. I'm a certified professional organizer with over 15 years in the field. And today, our video is going to focus on how to organize your bills and pay them on time. Now, you may have watched a previous video where we talked about organizing your bills in relation to dealing with the postal mail in general. So you can certainly check out that video. We're going to talk about how to take care of business with your bills so that you can pay them on time. It's important to open your bills right away. Even if you're not going to pay them right away, go ahead and get them open and discard all the unwanted inserts and outer envelopes, just so you're left with the part that you need to pay the bill. It's a good idea to keep all your bill paying supplies together, preferably near where the mail is opened. For me, I have a basket. This is my go-to when I'm ready to pay bills because it has my checkbook, my stamps, my return address labels, a pen, a calculator, everything I need, one-stop shopping. That keeps me from getting distracted if I have to run all over the house looking for what I need. Now, if you are concerned about paying your bills on time and you're still dealing with paying them through the mail, you may want to consider switching to online or automatic payments because that's going to reduce how much paperwork is in your house, but it's also going to make sure that you pay bills on time. I have a lot of clients that have ADHD or ADD, and paying bills on time is a problem for them because they lose track of time, they forget, they have every intention of paying their bills on time, but time gets away from them, and then they are left with those terrible late fees. So for some of my clients, these two options are much better, and we'll talk about that in an upcoming slide. So to pay your bills on time, here's a secret. You don't have to pay all your bills the same way. You can have one system or multiple systems. Some bills can be paid in the postal mail. You can do phone payments, you can do online payments, or you can do automatic payments. Now, each of these has its own pros and cons, but if you're concerned about paying bills on time, let's look at the bottom two, the online payments and the auto payments. So an online payment is when you have spoken to a creditor and they are now going to email you or text you at a certain date to remind you, hey, it's time to pay this month's bill. You've already gotten an online version of their website. You log in, you go to your account, you tell them how much you want to pay and the date that you want to pay, because you can do it right then and there, or you can schedule it for a different date. And of course, in order to do this, you have to have given the creditor some information about your bank account and a routing number and things like that. But this will ensure that you pay your bill on time. Another option is an auto payment, which is similar to an online payment in that you are doing this over the computer. They have your banking information, so you're not writing a check, you're not mailing a check in the mail. The difference is that you have authorized this creditor to take an established amount of money that you've predetermined out of your bank account every month on the something day of the month, whether it's the 1st, the 3rd, the 5th, the 10th. You've already discussed this with your creditor. Now, this option is great if you know that the amount is always the same every month. So think of a loan payment, a car payment, a mortgage payment. But you want to make sure that you have this type of bank account where you always have a pool of money left behind. If you're someone that lives kind of paycheck to paycheck and you're spending down all your money pretty much every month, an auto payment may be a little riskier. Because if you come up short one month, you don't make the income you thought you were going to make, or another bill was larger than you thought it would be, and then that auto payment comes in, without you thinking about it, because that's the idea, that could cause you to overdraft. So you have to decide which of these options are best for you. And like I said, you may do a hybrid. I know that I do. I have a couple of bills that tend to be medical bills, will come to me in the postal mail, and I'm fine with the old version of writing a check and mailing it in. But a lot of my bills now are either online or automatic payments. And that way I don't have to worry about buying stamps and paying things on time. And then I have other things like my condo fee that I've established an auto payment. So as long as I remember to record that in my checkbook register, I'm good. All right, let's say that you're paying some of your bills still with the postal mail. Go ahead and make a list of each bill and when it's due. So in my basket where I have all my check paying supplies, I also have a notepad and I'm writing down, here's this bill and it's due on this date, and this is the amount that I'm going to send. If you struggle to pay bills on time, one of the things you can do is put the due dates for bills on your calendar. Let's say you have a bill that's due on the 20th of the month and you want to make sure that you mail it on the 17th. So you might want to put a reminder on the 17th, mail this bill. You might also want to put a reminder on the 16th, sit down and pay this bill, right? It does take a little bit of time if you're doing it the old-fashioned way. Another trick, if you're struggling to pay bills on time, you can schedule payments to line up with your paydays. What I mean by that is, I remember when I was first starting out as a young employed person, that my bills were heavily focused on the beginning of the month. And I got paid at the beginning and the middle of the month. And the problem was sometimes I wouldn't be able to accurately hold money, right, from that second paycheck, knowing I needed all of that to pay bills at the beginning of the month. I was worried that I would spend it frivolously on other things. So what I did was I contacted one or two of my creditors and asked if those bill pay dates could be moved towards the end of the month or the middle of the month. And that way, with each paycheck, I had certain bills that I was paying, and I felt like it was more balanced that way. So that is another way to help make sure that you pay bills on time, by just changing when they're actually due. And again, if you struggle with paying bills on time and you have the means in your bank account, you may just want to set up auto pay. I certainly have worked with several clients who they just really struggle to remember to pay the bills on time. And the money is not the issue. It's about remembering to pay them on time. And so they have gone ahead and set up most of their utilities and their mortgage payments and everything like that to just be on auto pay. And that way, it's also great if you're someone who, it's not necessarily that you're forgetting to pay the bills on time, but maybe you travel a lot for business or pleasure, and you're worried about remembering to pay bills if you're not going to be home when they show up in the mail. You can visit www.organizingmagic.com for more organizing resources, including our free e-newsletter or information about our monthly Zoom webinars, which are also free. And remember that new videos drop every Friday. So be in the know and click like and subscribe before you go so you never miss a single video. I'll see you next time.